So for our isolation, we're going to take the 25 grams of ice and we're going to put it in this 500 ml Erlenmeyer flask. We're going to just dump it in there. And then what we're going to do is add 50 mils of the 3 molar sulfuric acid. And that's fine. And just make a mixture there so we have cold acid. Then what we're going to do is take our product from last week, which we've stored, and you're going to be transferring that into the large Erlenmeyer flask. And it does sizzle, so make sure you would add it slowly. So we still have product left on the walls of our flasks, so we want to make sure we transfer that over as well, otherwise we're going to have a bad yield. So what we're going to do is take 10 mils of the sulfuric acid, and we're just going to add 20 mils of ether to the sulfuric acid here. And we're going to use that solution to rinse out the flask. You can see that it's bubbling there. And I'm just going to use a pipette to finish up the last part because I'm going to use the solution in the bottom to rinse down the sides. So now we've got pretty much all of the product transferred. You might lose a little bit, but try to get as much as you can over. And just give that a swirl. So what's happening here in this reaction is that we actually have a magnesium salt from the last week's part. and we are protonating that so that we end up with our final alcohol product. So once you've rinsed this with the acid mixture, you're going to do it one more time with about 50 mils of the ether, just to make sure that everything gets transferred over, okay? Whoops. Once you have everything prepared in your 500 ml Erlenmeyer flask, you're going to transfer that into your separatory funnel and do a liquid extraction just like we've seen before in last semester. And you're going to do your washes for 40 mils of 3 molar sulfuric acid, followed by 40 mils of saturated sodium chloride. And you're going to be discarding your aqueous phase and keeping your ether phase, because that's where your product is. And once you have that, you're going to filter that through the sodium sulfate drying agent and collect it in a beaker. At that point, you're going to add 3 or 4 boiling chips and put it on the steam bath and bring it down to about 30 mils of volume. Once you have 30 mils of volume of solution, you're going to be adding 25 mils of low boiling point Ligroin. And then you're going to put it back onto the steam bath and bring it back down to another 30 mil volume. And that is what you're going to save for your product. You're going to bring that back to your bench and just let it cool down to room temperature. And as it cools, your compound is going to crystallize out. And you're going to isolate that using the suction filtration method that you've used last semester.